Hi guys. So happy Saturday. And today is event day. So I went to visit someone in the hospital. And this hospital is in Detroit. It is called St. James, but it's by Ascension. Okay. So let me get into this about this hospital. I was so angry when I got to that hospital for my visit. Okay, when you walk in, first of all, the patient rooms is what I'm complaining about because I don't feel like a patient room should be filthy. And I mean that. You are talking about people who have had surgery, they are have been cut, they may have things that they are susceptible to. They also may have a low immune system. And let me tell you about this room. This first, the bathroom. Let's start in the bathroom because I went to the bathroom. It's a private room, and it still has a shared bathroom. So it's one bathroom and a door here and a door here. You need to lock the other door before you use the restroom. So the bathroom, the toilet had mold in it. Really, black mold, like from not being scrubbed around. You don't use a bowl brush. And it was black. Okay. And when I flushed the toilet, some of it came loose, but the majority of it sticks to the bowl. Okay. Which is horrible for a hospital. We see things about people complaining about black mold and, messing with their sinus and respiratory. And you mean to tell me a hospital is harboring it in the restroom of a patient, not the main bathroom out in the hallway? I am talking about the patient's bedroom. And I was, first of all, just floored by that. Then, secondly, the condition, the state of the bathroom. So it's like, okay, you can get to the facilities, you can get to the toilet, but it's just like there's storage in there, like hazardous waste bin and, just stuff on top of it. Just what is going on here? This is the patient's restroom. Why is this junky? Okay, so outside of that, now I go in there for my visit, and first of all, when you first walk in, I notice there's a trash can at the door, and it's probably a 4-foot trash can, rectangle, 4-foot rectangle trash can. It's at the door. It is full to the top. Don't put anything else in there because this thing is full. Okay. Then I get over near the bed. There's another trash can, same size, 4 feet, full. And I mean, even fuller than the other one because the other one looked like it hasn't been pressed down yet. This one had been smushed to, it was buckling out. The trash can was buckling out. And there was stuff just smushed in there. And the ladies the nurses, I guess, or whatever person comes in there and changes IV bags and, put things into the IV with the syringes and, open the package. They have just been throwing it on the floor because I snatched a pair of gloves from the wall and picked up all the trash on the floor, including the syringes. Not a needle syringe, just the kind that you use to put some medication into an IV. But throwing it on the floor? Food cups, like juice cups that he has drank out of, the person is drunk out of, and it's just dried up in the bottom of the cup. The food table, the little table that you put over your bed so that you may be able to eat a meal, was so grimy that I went to Family Dollar and grabbed some Clorox wipes and brought them back. The sink, which I can tell they had several leaks. It has been repaired. Listen, I talk about it all the time. I'm in the construction field, so these are things I look at. And the sink where the countertop is, which we all know it's just pressed board with laminate on it. And I guess it had been so wet that it was swollen, buckled, and they had tried to repair it with caulk. Caulk everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Stains all over the sink, and they were stains because I tried to clean them and they wouldn't even clean up. The wall in this room is purple. It's a weird color for a hospital, but it was purple, like a purplish blue. And there were so much bleach stains, and I'm not talking about down at the level where like they mopped the floor and maybe it just splashed up there. No, I'm talking about, eye level all the way down. And it just looked like bleach had been sprayed on it, and it just let it run down. Just run down. So it looks like a bleach stain, but not just one, multiple everywhere. And we all know if you're cleaning with bleach, you don't just direct spray it onto a painted wall. I mean, what kind of people are you hiring that would do something like that? Even if there was something on the wall that needed to be cleaned with bleach, you don't just direct spray it onto the wall. You put it on a towel or from a bucket. But to direct spray it, then you need to have white walls, because that was ridiculous. Also, the staff. Now, they are under construction, which I completely understand because I am in the construction field, and not the patient's rooms. No, outside they're under construction. So some of the doors from outside are blocked, so you have to go in a certain way, which this was my first time visiting St. John's Ascension, and it was a mess. Do you hear me when I say a mess? There were not a mess like, people leaving tools. No. The staff doesn't know where you're going because they don't know where they're going. No one in there has any information. And then they give you information that's incorrect, and you're walking. So we all know the size of hospitals. You're walking, and you're going the wrong way, first of all, because someone gave you some nonchalant information that you took. They work here, they got on scrubs. I thought you would know where you're going. And you tell me to go to this area, go right through these doors, and then boom, I'm locked in. I can't go anywhere. Can't get out the room, the area, but I can't go further because it's an enclosure. And you have to have a swipe badge to be able to access this area. And the lady who let me in there, I'm talking to when someone else finally came in and I was able to leave that area. And I'm like, why would she leave me in here and not give me a route? There's no way out of here. And the lady's like, well, I don't know. And this lady tells me how to get where I'm going. But again, it's incorrect. So along the way, I find someone else. And this is all from me trying to get inside the building. So I speak to another guy. He says, go to emergency. And from emergency, they will guide you. I say, okay. My car is in the parking garage. I walk all the way to the emergency room. I get there, and the security guard is like, you can't come through here. Just like that. And I was like, well, that doctor out there in the blue scrubs told me to come in here and that I would be able to get, through the building where I needed to go from here. I don't know why he told you that. This is how they're talking. It's like, there's no help. There's no one to assist you. And I asked a housekeeper, and this is what the housekeeper told me. These were her exact words. They tell you wrong because they don't want to walk you where you need to go. What? So you just tell me wrong because you don't know where to go, instead of saying, ma'am, you need to ask someone else. I don't know how to get there. Which would be better than just sending me on a wild goose chase. I'm limited on my time. I'm trying to make this visit. I'm trying to squeeze this visit in. And y'all running me around here like a rat maze. And then on top of that, to get into the room and the room be in that condition. The floor needed sweeping. The floor needed mopping. There was blood on the floor. The person that is in this room needs an IV and an IV bag. And, you know, a lot of times when they enter the IV, they do, you know, squirt blood or maybe a drip of blood or something like that. But at the same time, you aren't cleaning up. You aren't picking anything up. I can't understand it. No one looked busy. So I take myself out there to the nurse's station and I ask them, I say, excuse me, this is exactly how I was talking. Not that anyone got loud or anything, but this is me. Excuse me, how are you today? Do you have any housekeeping on staff? The male nurse says, sure, I'll send someone right up right now. I see him. I'm watching him. He grabs the phone. He punches a few numbers. He calls the housekeeping staff. They say they are on their way. I left at 2 p.m., so that means I was there for about 3 hours. And not once did anyone come to pick up the trash. You know what I did? I tied the trash up and I threw it out in the hallway. So you can't come in here and do what needs to be done after I've asked. So it took about 3 hours that I was there. And also, a young lady did come in and make the bed. She made the bed and she said she was done and she walked out. There was no top sheet. There was no blanket. Just a fitted sheet and a pad on the bed. So you want somebody to lay in the bed naked, you just, I need a blanket. The monsters get you if you don't have something to protect you from, okay? I don't want to be just out on top of a sheet. No. I said, ma'am, where's the rest of the sheets? Oh, okay. Never came back. Never came back. So I asked the male nurse, hey, can we have some sheets on top of the fitted sheet? That's not the way you make a bed. The fitted sheet is not the end. So I was just appalled at the state of Ascension, St. John's Ascension Hospital. I mean, appalled. It was ridiculous. You got people walking around, they don't have any idea of where they're going. They're rude. They don't want to tell you where to go. So they give you incorrect information so that you will just be on your way, lost in this gigantic place. And I forgot to say the security guard. He says, you got to get back out on the main street, drive all the way around. I was just looking at him like, you know, I've already walked the majority of the grounds of the hospital trying to get in here. Everywhere was a dead end. Now, you want me to go back to my car and drive somewhere else and then walk more. It was horrible. And then you get around there, and they do have free parking. That is the one benefit, because most hospitals, and maybe they should make people pay, you know, to park and use the money for paint and things like that. But their parking is free. And the guy that is the security guard, he is on a cane. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have a job, but maybe he shouldn't be a security guard if he needs a cane. And let me tell you, it was no spring chicken. Okay? He needed the cane. But I just want to know, it's free parking, so there's no ticket, there's no payment. Why is he there? If he's there to stop a crime, you can forget it. Okay? I really don't understand the situation at St. John's Ascension Hospital. And if they are making renovations to change and things like that, hurry up, because you charge people all this money and the rooms look like that. Pay better housekeepers. Get on your housekeepers about their jobs, because that was ridiculous. And again, I'm going to say your name again. St. John's Ascension, east side of Detroit. My first visit was a horrible visit. Please do something, do better. Everybody have a good day. Like I said, this was just a rant because I was appalled. And, like I said, even though I told them to come clean, they did not until I came back. I left, I came back. I stayed there 3 hours. I came back at just before visiting hours over, just to visit and make sure that they had something to eat that was delicious. Everyone gets tired of hospital food. So when I got there, the young lady was just cleaning. And this is what she did. I cannot make this up. So, the Clorox wipes, they're on that roll, and they're usually pretty drippy. So she takes the roll out, squeezes the roll on the floor, puts the roll back in there, uses a Swiffer. I've never seen anyone do that. I've never seen a person mop like that. She squeezed the Clorox wipe roll. She took it out of the container and just squeezed the stuff out on the floor. You mean to tell me it took you 3 hours to come, and then you didn't bring a mop bucket. You didn't bring what you need. You brought a Swiffer and a container of Clorox wipes. I am livid because the person is in this room is very close to me, and I'm not saying anyone's names. I'm not saying who they are, but I'm telling you that made me mad. I am livid. So right now, my video is what I'm doing. I am going to visit again. And maybe if I'm looking at the same things that I was looking at yesterday, the complaint may go further. So I hope they can get their act together. I know they can't do renovations to a room in one day, but come on, get it together. Get it together. You're charging people thousands of dollars to lay up in that raggedy hospital. And they have to look at a bleach splashed wall and a dirty room. Do better. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good Saturday. I'm going to be driving out again. I'm going to Florida this time, and I'll get with you along the way. Everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.